Today is all about Marco Silva, and we may have created one of the best overachieving tactics in this year's game. If you do enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Whack the sub bell on because it helps out this channel massively. Today, there is no powerhouse test. The only test is with Fulham. So for people that like smaller tactic tests, smaller teams being used, today, this is for you. And we are going to start in the FA Cup final. That is right, we get to a final and we are playing another London club in Tottenham Hotspur. Now, this is going to be a challenging game, okay? They have got a great team. Despite their form in real life, they have got a very, very solid team. Now, we are going to go 1-0 up from a very dodgy bit of play from the Tottenham goalkeeper there. But to be honest, we've earned our right in the final. We deserve to be here, and it's as simple as that. Now, Tottenham weren't just going to sort of sit back and accept this. Of course, the game does end 1-1, and it does actually go all the way to penalties. And truth be told, I'm going to include the stats at the end of the video because we did hold our own in this game, but we simply just couldn't hold that clean sheet. And that was, of course, the reason to why this game went to penalties. It's a great sort of bit of play from Tottenham here. It's actually quite surreal because we done a Ange tactic last video, so it feels very, very close to home, this, to be honest. But, yeah, they get back into the game, and nothing really happened in extra time. We go right to penalties as Raul Jimenez, the man that has been about for a long time, misses. Very surprising with that experience, to be honest with you. Dominic Solanke steps and also misses. Two good strikers there, both going in the same area and missing both. Lukic looks to change that and goes the same direction and does convert. Basuma is going to step up against Leno. What's going to happen here? Another save from Leno, and this is where the confidence really got into our veins, hopefully. Burge steps up, a great penalty into the bottom left. Kudos for Tottenham Hotspur. Big signing, big player, big penalty into the bottom left-hand corner. Iwobi, of course, a chance to really cement it. It's a great save from Kinski there. Kuleveski, Leno has saved a couple already. Can he save another? He can't. A good penalty there from Kuleveski. Oscar Bob, an incredible player for Fulham to have, and an incredible penalty into the bottom left. Udogie, great penalty into the top left as well. And now we're going to have Anderson stepping up from the spot, a great penalty, and a load of players targeting that same side. So many penalties going there. This went on for ages. That's why I thought I'd have it in the video. Every penalty going into the left-hand side. A bit of a change there from Ito. And it just kept going. It was by far one of the most dramatic penalty shootouts I have ever played. And it ended, we did win it, and we deserved this final, you know. We had more shots off target and on target. The possession was in points, like it's 2%, so it's very similar. Now, they lined up obviously in a very negative fashion, to be honest with you, and we really did manage to play around that. You know, we went 1-0 up in 15 minutes. Sadly, they scored right towards the end, but we deserve that. We really did. And we also do win the Premier League. Now, the Premier League is not pretty, as it shouldn't be, because we are predicted to finish very low down the rankings. But it is going to be our left back and goalkeeper that really stood out. Leno and Robinson. Now, the league table is very close. We're talking about 3 points separating us and Liverpool. Apart from that, we had quite a healthy lead on the rest of the teams. But we are predicted to finish very low down. Now, obviously, we're not now because we've won the league, but we have done a really strong job in this season. Data hub wise, it's really good as well. We're looking at 2.3 goals a game, 0.7 conceded, which might not be, you know, 5 goals a game or anything, but these are videos where we only test with the team the manager's at. And, you know, this manager is a manager of Fulham, and I always get told off on my main channel for using top teams. Today, you can't say that because we have done a sensational job with a very good team. 2 English trophies in Season 1 is absolutely significant. Now, this tactic, we're going to go over and break it down right away. I will say, if you want a fast download, you can go and grab it on the Patreon. There is going to be 3 versions today, so without all 3, I'd have been absolutely finished. You need to get all 3, whether you download or copy them, because I use a different one for different game scenarios, and we are going to go and talk about that for about 2 seconds now. So this is what I would go to a lot of games in with. When I want to go more attacking, I would use this. When I wanted to sit back and defend, I would use this. If you just use one, the AI gets used to it, you will not win. Simple as that. You need to make sure you've got all three preloaded. It's a nice, simple way of playing. Now, if you are enjoying, please do leave a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out massively, and I believe you can also whack the bell on so you'll never miss another upload. This channel is seeing 3 tactics a week now, at bare minimum, of basically tactics that don't quite make the main channel. So you can spam the comments with suggestions. Even if it's just one person, you can leave 50 suggestions. You can do what you want in my comments because I love to get the requests in. Let's go over and break it down. Every single one of these tactics, by the way, is going to be on the clean slate, as a little heads up. Now, the goalkeeper is going to be a ball-playing goalkeeper. By the way, positive mentality for tactic 1. Ball-playing goalkeeper on default, and then also default. Inverted wingback on the right-hand side. On sit narrow, dribble less, make fewer runs, take fewer risks, and also default. So a lot of instructions. A very reserved inverted wingback, it has to be said, purely because I didn't really want to overcommit on that side. We didn't really need to do it. So a lot of instructions, but for very, very good reason. The wingback on the left. Now, Robinson is incredible in real life in this game. Staying wide, running wide, crossing from the byline, nothing out of possession, but in possession, that guy is everything. Easily one of our best players, probably the best player. Ball playing centre-back, simply on default and default. Centre-back on default and also default. DLP, just above them to obviously sit deep and play make. Default, mark tight and tackle harder. I really like these two instructions for this role because it means that he will be very close to other players on the opposition in that position. He will also be quite aggressive with the challenges that he makes. And when he has actually got the ball, he's not doing anything too crazy. Now, if you're playing as a team that's not Fulham, you're playing as like a top Premier League team and you've got like a Rodri or you've got a real good passer, you can actually have more direct passing on. But for me, I didn't really feel comfortable doing that. We then are going to go over and use a channel midfield player on moving into the channels, shooting less, and then default. I say default, I know more often is on, but that's because we are using a PCM. The rest of it is default. The AM, moving into the channels, shooting less, taking more risks, and then tackle harder. And similar to Ange's tactic, really, where you've got a nice mixture of everything. You know, you've got an AM, someone doing a bit of a hybrid, a DLP to sit deep. It's a really nice combo. Now, again, any part of this video, you want to grab all of these Patreon perks. It includes every tactic I make across all 3 channels. You get all 3 variants for every tactic, plus a console and a mobile version. You also go over and get set pieces, training, rebuild files, ad-free viewing, early access, priority in the requests, access to this month's giveaway. There's over £2,000. There is so many perks. Make sure you go over to the Patreon and check it out because we are going towards about 10,000 people. That is my goal for the end of the year. Already since FM, this one that's come out, which has had a bit of an iffy reputation, we've gained close to 2,500 members. We push out content daily and there are so many files. And in fact, this whole tactic test is done on a ultimate save file, which is a save file that comes preloaded with all 3 tactics loaded. It comes with a tailored transfer shortlist. So on this shortlist here, this is realistic transfers for the club, set pieces, the whole shebang. So you can simply load it in as a Fulham fan and go and have some fun. So make sure you go and check it out. Looking at the wide players, we are going to use an inside forward on sit narrow, make more runs, take more risks, and shoot more often, and then default. On the right-hand side, sit narrow, roam, shoot less, take more risks, and then default. And up top, the CFD, the Raul Jimenez, moving into the channels, roaming, shooting more, and default. Now, out of possession, really solid. It's the same shape. If you know me, you know me quite well. I'm very adamant on the best tactics in the game are the same in and out of possession. So, CFD to CFD, inside forwards to 2 tracking wingers, AM to CM, channel midfield player to PCM, DLP to DM, ball playing centre-back, and centre-back to 2. Centre-backs, wing-back and inverted wing-back to full-back, and ball-playing goalkeeper to sweeper-keeper. The team instructions, we are going to utilise the high press, the higher defensive line, balanced, more often, counter press and standard, balanced and no, and then balanced and also balanced. In possession, short goal kicks to the centre backs. Progression, middle, nice and simple. This tactic is very, very reserved. Supporting runs, you can see, are both on balanced as well to showcase that. Balanced, standard, balanced and discourage. And then standard, higher tempo, wider, counter-attack and be more expressive. So this tactic is incredibly simplistic, and it's designed for the reason of we can now go to the attacking version and rev it up. This is the importance of the variants. Instantly on the attacking mentality. Now we can really go to town. So the inverted wingback, for example, is not an area we're going to change. Neither is the wingback. The DLP remains the same. The channel midfield player also remains the same. The AM also comes in and does remain exactly the same. Now, if you've got an absolute finisher, a bagsman in midfield, you can take this off and have it on default. He will then have the occasional pop shot. It does have to be said. The inside forward on the right-hand side is going to come in exactly the same, in and out of possession, as does the left-hand side, as does the striker. Nice and straightforward. But we have gone and really, really revved it up. 2 pressing fullbacks now come in. Obviously, the PCM does remain. Everything else in and around it does remain the same. But now both of our pressing fullbacks are really, really going to get stuck in. And you'll see it right now. We have maxed out this tactic to just go that bit more attacking. Much higher, be more expressive, standard, wider, counter-attack, encourage dribbling. We're still going to discourage shots from distance, progression, encourage, pass into the space. You know, there's loads of things you can do to really rev up this tactic. This does remain the same, and there is just so much you can do. These two simply on balanced and no, but this one, higher line, high press, much more, counter press, get stuck in. This is the benefit of sticking to a very simple first tactic. You can rev it up big style for the attacking, and then for the defensive one, we can calm. We can chill. Very, very simple. We're on the balanced mentality. We've got no pressing CM. We've now got 2 CMs. We've got a DM. We've got 2 holding fullbacks. We've still got the tracking wingers, so we're going to defend with a load of players back now. The inverted wingback, for example, goes back to being exactly the same as the first variant. The wingback on the left-hand side, exactly the same. A DM opposed to DLP, simply on default, mark tight and tackle harder. A CM on shoot less, shorter passing and default. An AM on shoot less, move into the channels, take more risks and shorter passing, and then tackle harder. The inside forwards, shorter passing, sit narrow, shoot less, take more risks and default. On the right hand side, sit narrow, roam, shorter, shoot less, take more risks and default. And the CFD, standard, roam, moving into the channels, shoot more and default. You've probably seen what we're doing. We've got a lot of short passing players, and that is because we are now going shorter passing. We're lowering the tempo. We're keeping the width, but we are really now being a patient, we own the ball team, and it's what works really well against the top teams in this year's game. And if you're playing as a weaker team than Fulham, you could even start games on this variant. The final third, we're going to discourage dribbling, buy a bit more into the possession, discourage shots, discourage dribbling again, middle and pass to feet. Not pass into the space, pass to feet. Again, tapping in to that possession focus. Short goal kicks to the centre-backs. Balanced, and no. And then standard line. Very important. More often, counter press and the high press. And that will give you not 1, not 2, but 3 variants of Marco Silva's Fulham. And if you use all 3 correctly, as we've described, you're going to have a great time. Now, truth be told, you might blow me out of the water with your results. I know a viewer of mine, one of my Patreon moderators, tested this with Barcelona. They scored 4 goals a game. Obviously, I'm not going to do that with Fulham, but you might do that with a Chelsea or a Tottenham or someone like that. You know, the rule is on this channel, if it's a certain manager I test with that team so we can really understand what you can get with that team. If we do like a meta 4-2-3-1 or something, I'll always do a couple of tests. But that is the rule for this channel. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and if you have, please leave a nice little comment. Be sure to subscribe, and yeah, let me know what you think of Marco Silva. For me, he's a manager that goes under the radar quite a bit. I quite like him. So yeah, that aside, I'll be catching you in the next one.